Is it wrong to seek the truth? I can't just blindly accept their version. I can't base my logic on proof. Almost all the evidence points one way, but I'm like Charlie Sheen and Gloria Stefan. I need to know what really happened on 9/11. What really happened on 9/11? Yes. So my plan is to use this whole Muhammad thing as a way to scare the network into pulling tonight's show. I'm going to use fear to get them to do what I want.
Isn't that like terrorism?
No, it isn't like terrorism. It is terrorism.
I could do that.
This is manipulation at its highest level. You should let me handle this.
I'm a pretty bad kid.
Stan, wake up!
Huh? What? Have they come for us?
No, it's Cartman. Something's really wrong with him.
Oh my god. Cartman? Dude, can you hear me? I'm fine. Just a little... No big deal.
Please, come in.
So tell me, what are the problems you're having with the child?
Well, he's just out of control. I mean, he never listens to me, and he pretty much runs my life.
So the child needs to learn that he's not the most important person in the house.
You can stop talking behind my back. I'm right here, fruitcake.
See, I'm not looking at the child, I'm not acknowledging the child, I'm just letting the child know I'm not interested in him.
Not interested in me?
See, the child thinks your world revolves around him because it does. Because everything he does gets a response from you.
Yeah, well, I don't see why... Hey!
Don't look at the child, just keep looking at me.
Really? What's the worst thing you've ever done?
I stole the head off a statue once.
Wow, that's pretty hardcore. Jeez. That's like this one time when I didn't like a kid, so I ground his parents up into chili and fed it to him.
You got it, man. You got it.
See ya. That...
Okay, anybody else have anything for show and tell? All right, Eric, you can go next.
For show and tell today, I have brought my shocking PowerPoint report on the truth behind the 9/11 attacks. I was in the lobby when it happened. First one terrorist suicide bombed us, and then dozens more. They just kept coming. Suicide bombers running into the building and blowing up one after another. They were like Mexican jumping beans. I just don't want to see people here at your studio getting hurt, because that would be, of course, your responsibility. Ow.
I feel terrible. It's so easy to put terrorism out of mind until one of its victims is staring you in the face.
Ooh, Colonel?
I am going to eat first, because that is what the pack leader does.
Give me the chicken. Give me some chicken. What are you doing? I want chicken! Give me some goddamn chicken!
I am not going to acknowledge the child's attempt at aggressive, dominant behavior. Now you eat the chicken.
Mom, give me some chicken. I want some chicken, Mom!
We won't reward him until he's in a calm, submissive behavior.
God damn it, I am not a dog! Give me a chicken. Give me a chicken. I want the chicken. Chicken. Give me a chicken. Give me a chicken. Give me a chicken. Give me a chicken. All right, you guys.
You must be excited. Not many people get to meet our writing staff.
Yes, I'm totally excited. Family Guy is so funny.
We need him to become relaxed and submissive.
Yeah. Okay, I'm fine. I'm cool now. May I have some chicken, please?
Oh, very good, sweetie.
Oh, no, now he's lying. You can tell from his stance he's still aggressive, dominant.
Suck my asshole, Taco Bender!
See?
God damn it, you can't stand here and eat KFC in front of me! Now hand it over! You can't do that to me! God damn it!
I'm not being aggressive, I'm being dominant.
Christ. We are told to believe that the fire from the jet fuel melted the steel framing of the towers, which led to their collapse. But did you know jet fuel doesn't burn at high enough temperature to melt steel? We were told the Pentagon was hit by a hijacked plane as well. But now look at this photo of the Pentagon. The hole is not nearly big enough, and if a plane hit it, where's the rest of the plane? Whoa. Yeah, my mom just doesn't care about me anymore, so I moved out. She didn't even try to stop me. It's gonna be tough living on my own, but I'll get by somehow. I can't stay here. Maybe you didn't hear me. I ran away. I don't have anywhere to sleep. I'm out on the streets.
You're not staying at my house either.
All right, that's fine. Butters, I'll crash with you.
No, my parents won't let me bring homeless people home anymore.
Well, what do you guys expect me to do? Stay at Kenny's house? His family's totally poor. I'm not staying with poor people. All right, I'll stay with Kenny. Let's go, man.
Eric, let me out of here, kid! Why are you doing this?
Well, well, well.
Cartman!
Hello, Kyle. Looks like you've run into a little snag in your plan as well.
You fat son of a bitch!
You came so close to stopping me, didn't you, Kyle? There was just one thing you didn't count on. That more people besides me hate Family Guy.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people like Family Guy, too. Who are you to decide it shouldn't be on the air?
Shut up. You shut your fucking face, man.
Well, I guess now we see just how supportive friends can be. When the chips are down, you won't even lend a hand. I'll just go sleep on the street somewhere, out in the cold. Probably get mugged and gang raped by some minorities. You guys will be sorry when I turn up dead.
Whoopee! J&R Railroad!
Yeah, did it. We did it, you guys. We're totally heroes.
That was such uber ponage.
I can't believe it's all over. What do we do now? What do you mean? Now we can finally play the game.
Did it work? Did you scare the network into pulling the episode?
Not yet, but I've come up with a new plan. I've learned how to make the Family Guy writing staff stop working. As soon as everyone goes on their lunch break, I can sneak back in.
Cool, man.
Cartman, let me out of this stupid net!
Good, Kyle! That's good anger you're showing there. You see that? That's emotional character development based on what's happening in the storyline. Not at all like Family Guy. Now, if you'll excuse me, Kyle, I've got some idea balls to remove from a manatee tank.
What?
So now, the inevitable question. If terrorists didn't cause 9/11, who did? Remember that there are in fact two towers. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1, 1, 11. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1, 1. And there are 9 members on Silverstein's board of directors. That's 911. 9/11. And take 2 minus 1 plus 9/11, and you get 12. Which leads us all to the mastermind of the 9/11 attacks. Kyle.
This number, this 1111, is it seems to work itself into a lot of things. I mean, predominantly the first thing is the universe itself, and obviously on the 11th of August 1999 at 11:11 a.m. there was a total solar eclipse that was observed through Europe. And if you move that further on the end date, December 21st, 2012, the end date of the main calendar, the winter solstice, which is when the calendar ends, is at 11:11 a.m.
So I've heard.
So obviously,
yeah.
So we've got this effect where the universe is ringing these numbers at us, you know, in accordance to consciousness and stuff.
Yeah.
And when you look at it in an astrological sense, with the precession of the equinoxes and the 26,000 year cycle of the Earth wobbling through the 12 signs of the zodiac, we're said to be moving into the new age of Aquarius, and Aquarius is the 11th astrological sign. And so, getting further into it, you look at the numbers of 2112, 2012, and you add all those numbers up, and you get an 11. And then you look into the sun, for instance, and the sunspot cycle, so 11 years, and then basically everything that you can just keep finding these 11s out of things. And you could argue that, are you looking for them? But basically, when it's that amount of things within the universe, it's not like I'm looking for them because they are there.
Yeah.
You can't deny that. And so then you start moving into the numerology of it. And for instance, if you get 11 and you multiply it by 1111, you get the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, which is a pyramid. So, and the same decreases. So if you've got 111 and you times it by 111, you get 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. You get a pyramid, whichever way you look at it. Anything with a base of 1.
Interesting.
And so then, if you look at the 11 itself, and in binary, an 11 stands for a 3. So obviously you've got a trinity out of it. Do you know what I mean? So if you were to convert to binary, it would mean it'd be 3. So essentially, then if you look at this idea of the trinity with it, you know 33rd degree Masons, the 33 that goes around. Obviously, if you turn that into the trinity and you divide 33 by 3, you get 11.
That's
Right,
interesting.
so you start seeing these 11s, as I'm saying. So then you move on to recent events, and you get to September the 11th, 2001, right? And you realise that the building was stood like an 11. The two towers stood like an 11.
Indeed.
And then you've got 9/11, which is 9 plus 1 plus 1, which is 11. And then you realise that September the 11th was 111 days until the end of the year. And then you start thinking about the first plane that hit the World Trade Center, and it was Flight 11.
There you go, yeah.
Right. And the total number of crew on Flight 11 was 11. And then you look into it further, and the New York State was the 11th state of the US Constitution. Right, and so then you start thinking about where September the 11th stands in as far as years are concerned. And September the 11th, 2001 stands 11 years from 2012.
Yeah.
Right, and there's an author called Jose Arguelles. He wrote that from 1992 to 2012 would be in a period of May of No Time, the time of no time, which was a transition of the ages kind of period in which, basically world disasters and tension would be on the up and rise constantly. And this period of no time was 1992 to 2012. And so 9/11 in September the 11th, 2001 was 9 years from the start of no time, 11 years till the end of no time. So synchronistically it was placed bang on where it should have been. So then you start thinking about, was 9/11 an event that was either, was it as Jose Arguelles would put it, was it an inevitable event? Inevitable event. Was it designed by the universe for it to happen as it did?
Yeah.
You look into it further, and World Trade Center commenced building in 1966 and finished building it in 1977. So it took 11 years to create as well.
Yeah.
So you can move on from that, forget all that for the time being, and then you can get to September the 11th in history. And on September the 11th, 1990, at 9:09 p.m., that's 11 years prior to 9/11, George Bush Sr. made his very first speech entitled "Towards a New World Order" in the UN, at the UN. So this was 11 years prior. And then if you take that back 60 years, so you go back to September the 11th, 1941, you'll realise that 60 years to 9/11, that was when the soil was broken for the Pentagon.
Pentagon, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And so you've got this date, September the 11th, again running through this kind of, the nasty war machine of America, if you want to call it that.
Exactly.
And so then basically there's something that happened much further back in time than that, and there's a book written in 1981, and it was called The Birth of Christ Recalculated, and it was written by a guy called Ernest L. Martin, and he claims to have calculated the exact date of Jesus Christ's birthday based on celestial charts for that era.
Yeah.
Basically he'd worked out with the famous Star of Bethlehem, which was he worked out that essentially Jesus Christ was born on September the 11th, 3 BC. This book was released in 1981, so we've got another date there. I mean, when it comes into other significant events, for instance, when you think about America and NASA and stuff, the very first shuttle that got to the moon was Apollo 11.
Yeah, there you go.
And then, for instance, in Great Britain, I'm sure I think it's celebrated around the world actually, but on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, we celebrate Remembrance Day, in which we honour our war dead, but it's on an 11/11, and it's basically the Queen and a load of other people taking poppies to a cenotaph, which is an obelisk essentially.
Yeah.
So little strange events going on all over the place.
Indeed.
I mean, talking about the Queen moving into royalty, and this is where I'll lead much deeper into royalty later on. But basically, if you look into the history of the word crown and the royal crown, the word crown was derived from Anglo-French word called couronne, which is derived from Latin for corona. But the year that the word crown, was first established was in the year 1111. I get to a point where, at first I thought there were coincidences, but then you think, what is this thing called chance?
Yeah.
What is it?
Indeed.
So anyhow, that's the groundwork for 1111.